Hello everybody and welcome to another D&D discussion video. In this video I'm going to be going over how to make a character in D&D Beyond, but the 2024 core rules. Now I've already made a video based off of the 2014 core rules and how to make a character with those rules, so I wanted to do another video explaining how to do 2024 rule character because they're different, and so I wanted to go through each one so I'm not leaving anybody out. So if you needed any information on how to generally build a character and how D&D Beyond works, go ahead and watch that 2014 rule character creator, and then come back here for how to do the 2024 edition ones. Alright, so here we are, we've gone through all the preferences and everything like that to set up the character, and now here comes the class. Now, all the classes, they're the same classes as they are for the 2014 core rules, but they're built differently. So they've been balanced, they have new icons, they've basically just been revamped. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna roll another die to pick a random class, because like I said, that's what I did for the 2014 rules, so that's what I'm gonna do for these rules. I'm not using that dice roller again, because I hate that dice roller. Alright, this one's good, I like this one. Alright, so I'm gonna roll a D8, wait. D12. I need to roll a D12. That's how many classes there are. So 1D12, 4. All right, so number 4. All right, number 4 is Druid, which conveniently enough is my favorite class. So let's go ahead and make a 2024 Druid. So again, just like the 2014 rules, here's all the information you need to know before you choose the class, before you confirm that class. So everything here. Druids call on the force of nature, harnessing magic to heal, transform into animals, and wield elemental destruction. Primary ability wisdom, hit die, d8, saves, intelligence, wisdom, druids detail, and everything you need to know. Alright, so here we go. We got class features, optional feature manager, and spells. So under class features, core druid traits. So level 1 character, gain all the traits. The core druid traits table. So already we've seen some differences with this. There's been a couple of name or structure changes. It says here the core druid traits, so that's kind of worded differently, and it gives me these skill proficiencies too that I have to choose from, so let me go ahead and choose those. All right, I chose survival and insight. Those are pretty good for being a druid. And then there's spell casting, which is all the learn druidic. And I get my primal order. So again, this is a new part with druids too. They have different features, different abilities per 2014 versus 2024. And so this is something that's new for druids. So any class will probably have something new at first level or something different in how it's structured. And so here, this is primal order, so I just need to select my primal order. And they have descriptions on them. So if I choose magician, I know an extra cantrip, and I get a bonus to my intelligence, arcana, or nature checks equal to my wisdom modifier. So I can either choose magician or I can choose warden, which warden says trained for battle. You gain proficiency with martial weapons and training with medium armor. Basically, do I want to be more spellcasting or do I want to be more martial? You know, normally I'm all for spells and everything, but I kind of want to do warden, and I kind of want to do a druidic warrior. So I kind of want to go with that route instead, because I normally don't go that route. All right, so after that, again, everything else is the same. I go to the spells, so then I have to prepare spells, known spells. I have to click known spells, open up the page, and then select the spells that I want. And it does say filter by source category, so here you go, you got core rules and then the 2014 expanded rules. And so you can choose how to sort them or how to filter them by that. You can also filter by spell level, so there's 0, which is cantrips, and then first level, because when you're level 1, you only need first level spells. You can only use those ones. And then up here, you also see cantrips 0 out of 2 and prepared spells 0 out of 4, and so that just tells you how many you can learn / prepare. So the 2024 rules have also added some new spells for you to use, and for the sake of this, since I'm doing 2024 rules, I'm gonna pick up the new spell. So there's a new cantrip for druids called Starry Wisp, and it's kind of like Guiding Bolt, but basically I can launch a mode of light at a creature within range, yada yada yada, deals 1d8 radiant damage, and they emit light. Can't be invisible. So I like that, so I'm gonna click learn. And you see how some of these spells will have this little legacy icon here. So there's 2 copies of these spells, because this Ice Knife is from the 2014 rules, and then this Ice Knife is from 2024. So they have rebalanced and changed some of the spells. So if you see Legacy next to any of them, then that means it's from the 2024 or the 2014 rules. Alrighty, here we go. I have my prepared spells. I am ready to move on. So click next. And then here's the background. Now the backgrounds also work a little bit differently. So for the sake of this, I have to choose one of the core rules. And so here are 4 backgrounds that I can choose from. There's Acolyte, Criminal, Sage, and the Soldier. I'm gonna go ahead and click Soldier because, like I said, I wanna be kind of like a martial druid. So I am going to be a druidic warrior that used to be a soldier and would fight for nature. So since I'm doing that, I get these skill proficiencies, athletics, and intimidation. I get tool proficiencies, so I get to choose a gaming set. So any of these, I'm gonna go ahead and choose 3 Dragon Ante, just because, I don't know, I like that. And I actually have 3 Dragon Ante in real life, so I like that. I get Savage Attacker feat. So how backgrounds work nowadays in the 2024 rules is that you get an origin feat. So I get the Savage Attacker feat whenever I choose my background. So instead of a specific background ability or feature, you get a feat, an origin feat, since they have different types of feats. So I get the Savage Attacker feat. So I get once per turn. When I hit a target with a weapon, I can re-roll the I can roll the weapon's damage die twice and use either roll. So that's really cool. And then also, with my background, I also can choose an ability score to increase. It's not based off of your species anymore with this. It's based, your ability bonuses count for your background now. So I get to choose between 2 scores or 3 scores, and it does mean I have to choose Strength, Dexterity, or Constitution. I cannot increase any of the other ones. So unfortunately, with the ability scores too, you may want to wait on doing this so that you can kind of figure out if you want to add +2, if you want to add +1 to your stats or not. So I'm gonna put this on hold for now because I want to see what I get with my rolls. So I'm gonna wait so that I don't lock this in and completely forget about it. So let's just leave this undone for now until I roll for my abilities. And then everything else is the same. You have alignment. I'm gonna be chaotic good so that I can be that kind of like a warrior, you know, but since I'm gonna be chaotic good because I just wanna do what's good for nature. So I'm not gonna care about the law. I wanna do what's best for nature. Faith, just because I'm gonna go ahead and put Sylvanas in here. Sylvanas is the Forgotten Realms god of nature. So I'm gonna go put Sylvanas in there. Lifestyle, I'm honestly gonna put Wretched. Yeah, I'm gonna just do Wretched because I can just live anywhere. You know, I'm a druidic warrior and I can live anywhere, off of the land, anywhere I want to. So let's go to do that. Physical characteristics, again, I'm gonna wait till the species, until I select my species to do this. So, because I don't know what I'm gonna look like. And then personality characteristics, so this one's gonna be a little bit differently too. So here, you actually have to type what your personality traits are. They no longer have auto-generated or suggested characteristics based off your background. So you do have to put a little bit more thought into these. So it's good and bad, depends on who you are. I kind of don't like it as much because I like to just kind of like plug them in there. Because all my personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws, I include in like a backstory, and so that means I have to like kind of like translate them over to the personality characteristics. So, but some people might like this. That way it gives more a little more freedom, but I just like the idea that they have suggested characteristics that I can just plug in. So I'm not gonna do this for now because, like I said, it's just, I don't really need to do this for the sake of this. So just, you guys know, you can add your traits in, type them in however you want, but I'm not going to. So moving on. And again, notes, same thing as before, where you can add organizations, allies, enemies, backstory, and other. So you guys can do whatever you guys want with that, or even add them in partway through the story, up to you. All right, so species. Again, I gotta choose one from the core rules. Like I said, they do have a lot less options because they don't have all of the core of the expanded rules yet, so that will get filled out. So looking at these species, I think I'm gonna go actually with Orc, They've changed a couple of the lores and stuff with some of the species, and so orcs now, it says orcs are equipped with gifts to help them wander great plains, vast caverns, and churning seas. And so here's the new orc details page. So basically it's like, oh, humanoid, medium, 30 feet. Then you get Adrenaline Rush, this one's new. So dash is a bonus action, you gain temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. So that's kind of cool. And Dark Vision with a range of 120 feet. And then Relentless Endurance, which is the same as it's always been. So when you're reduced to 0 hit points, you drop to 1 hit point instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and confirm that. So here, again, creature type, size, speed, adrenaline rush, dark vision, relentless endurance. All of this stuff is just information. So that way you can go and read through all of them if you really wanted to, but there's no decisions that need to be made. The only decisions I need to make are with my languages. So here we go, I can choose any of these languages. I can also roll for them if I don't want to choose. So there's that option as well. So I am an orc. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna choose orc. I feel like that should be, I should know how to speak orc because I'm an orc. And the other one that I am going to know how to speak is Elvish, because Elvish I feel like elves are pretty common with druids. It's like wood elves especially, So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Do orc and Elvish. So then next onto the abilities, again, choose a generation method. All of this is the same, so I'm gonna go do manual roll just because I like rolling for my stats. This was horrible. In the 2014 video that I posted, I said that me as a DM and as a player now, I prefer to, if I roll a single digit, I re-roll that die and I go with a new result. Well, I'm gonna do that because I have 4 single digits and I'm definitely not taking that 4. That 4 is ridiculous, that's a no. So I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll 2/3 of my rolls. So I'll, 1 second. Okay, this is better. It's not great, but it's still better. It's a lot better than it was. So these are my ability scores, and so I'm gonna go through and select which ones I wanna do. I do have to keep in mind though, for strength, dexterity, and constitution, those are the ones I'm gonna be able to affect, so I have to put those accordingly. So I gotta make sure I get a good one for wisdom, because my wisdom is gonna be important as a druid. All right, so here we have strength 14, dexterity 13, constitution 13, intelligence 10, wisdom 14, and charisma 10. For my plus abilities, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose strength +2, and then it doesn't matter which one, I gotta figure out which one I wanna do, but dexterity or constitution for the +1. So I'm gonna do +2 to one ability and +1 to another ability. So here, I'm gonna go click my background tab again and go back to ability scores. So then, yep, increase 2 scores, +2 and +1. I'm gonna increase my strength by 2. And then I think I'm gonna add +1 to my constitution, because if I have proficiency in medium armor, then I'm not gonna need my dexterity bonus as much. So I'm gonna do constitution. And if you're confused on why I said that, dexterity impacts your AC most of the time. So when it comes to armor, your AC is normally 10 plus your dexterity score, but if you're wearing medium armor, then your dexterity bonus is only limited to +2. And so since my dexterity, it's only gonna be a +1 difference for that, and I have medium armor anyway, I'm gonna focus on constitution, because constitution affects my max HP, and so I kinda wanna go for more of that max HP than that dexterity. So after we did that and fixed our ability scores, we're gonna click back into abilities and see we have now, total score is 16 now, and constitution is 14, so that applies then. And then after that, click next, and here it details it out. You have the druid starting equipment and the soldier starting equipment. So you can skip starting equipment if you really wanted to. You can either choose from the druid starting equipment, you can choose all of these things or 50 gold pieces, and same with the soldier. You can choose all of these things or 50 gold pieces. So that way I don't have to pick anything. I just get all this stuff, I pick it. I get to choose an option here though, so I get to choose my gaming set, which is the same as my proficiency, so I'm going to use the 3-jagged ante, and then I can add starting equipment. So there we go, it goes away. Current inventory, I have everything for my current inventory, same as it always is. Same thing with the other possessions, it's the same as 2014. Add items, same thing. Currency, same thing. You don't really have a lot to worry about here. It's pretty much the same thing as 2014. And then here we go. So almost done here. You just got to put in those finishing touches, and then you'll have your 2024 character. I'm gonna go back to background tab, scroll down. Now I got my physical characteristics. So since I am an orc, I gotta put in all of my hair, skin, eyes, all that jazz. And there we go. I got my physical characteristics going on here with ginger hair, stone gray skin, blue eyes, 6'10", 240 pounds, 30 years old, and male. And here we go. We can scroll back up and go back to what's next. After that, I gotta do my name. All right, so my name is gonna be Corvax Brawled, and then after I have all of that stuff, view character sheet. And here we go, we got everything now. So it's the same thing as it is in the other 2014 rules. You got everything here, same UI, same everything. It's just the character creation itself that is a little bit differently. Overall, there's not a whole lot different between 2024 and 2014 rules. A lot of it deals with your species and your background. The class there's not a lot that's different from the character creation part of it. You just choose your class and it works like that. But they have revamped all of the classes and they've made them different. So there's not a whole lot different there, but it's mainly with how your species, background, and class all work together to build your class. Everything else is pretty much the same, so you don't have to worry about too much else. But I will come out with a video here soon where I will be detailing everything that's different between the 2014 core rules and the 2024 core rules. So if there's anything I miss, anything you guys are confused on, I will be doing a video on that. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. That was how to make a 2024 core rule character in D&D Beyond. If you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them as best as I can, or make a whole other video from it, so who knows. Just make sure to ask those questions and I'll get to them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you in the next video.